All right, make sure you have a copy of the assignment. Yours is not in color, but make sure you have a copy of the story from a Scope magazine that is titled, "Did You Really Just Photo or Post That Photo?" All right, what you're going to be doing this week, we just watched some notes on how to write a counterclaim. You've practiced identifying what a counterclaim looks like in writing. So now the next step will be for you to gather information that would be needed and then for you to try and write your own counterclaim. So that is what I want to practice for the rest of today's class. And we'll probably be having to practice this tomorrow as well to make sure that you get it, since this is important for your embedded assessment. You choosing not to practice right now, blowing this off, fast forwarding the video, or just writing down the answers when I go over it and not really trying, I can assure you that is the fastest way for you to fail your embedded assessment. For now is the time for you to be practicing how to write a counterclaim and learning how to write a counterclaim. And if you blow this opportunity off, you won't be able to do it on your own when you have to write the embedded assessment. So I need your attention here. Okay, so the article is going to give you two different sides. There is clearly going to be a yes, and there is clearly going to be a no column for whether or not you think, and if you kind of, again, turn it over on the back for you, but on the back of that article it says, do you think that a lack of privacy online is a problem for kids today? Sorry, that was hard for me to read. So do you think that the lack of privacy online is a problem for kids today? And look, you either do or you don't. But that's not what I'm asking. I'm not asking for your opinion right now. I need you to find examples of why, yes, privacy is a problem for kids online, and then you need to find examples why no, it's not a big deal, it's not a problem, therefore you're against it. So really, yes kind of means pro, you're for the argument that yes, it's a problem, and no means no, you're against it, meaning no, you do not think it is a big idea. So I kind of wrote pro and con just because when we get into our civil rights unit and we start talking about more deeper issues than, oh my gosh, did you post that picture? We are going to have pros for an argument and cons for an argument, not necessarily yes, no, like in this simple Scope magazine about posting a picture online. The civil rights will have a lot more deeper issues that we'll be discussing. So this is, again, getting you ready for that as well. Okay, so go ahead and read the article, and I want you, as you read the article, I want you to find two more yeses and then 3 nos, okay? Pause this video while you find them and write them in the space that's provided right here for you. So your answers will go right here. Pause the video. And then unpause it when you want to check and see if you got the right answers, okay? So pause it, see if you can find them all, and then you can unpause it when you're ready to check your answers. Make sure you note the example that they've given for you. I think that will help get you started. All right, so if you didn't hit pause now, because right now I'm about ready to go over the answers. So this is your last chance. Okay. So if you are still listening to this video, that means you're ready to check your answers. So here is the first pro that I found. It is the fact about that it's in the increasing number of colleges are looking up applicants on social media sites like Facebook and YouTube. So colleges are going to keep you out. So if you go and you look at the yes column, because we're on the yes, you know, that the privacy is an issue, you'll see it right there. More colleges are looking up applicants online, okay? So that's not good. It's technology's at your fingertips, so anybody can Google your name and find out things about you. All right, so that was number 1. Then if you went over into the next column, it was talking about potential employers are looking too. So an inappropriate photo or a nasty comment about somebody can now cost you a future job, because nobody wants a bully, nobody wants a mean employer working for them, and nobody wants some employer that has nasty photos of themselves posted. So keep that in mind. That's a good one for you to go and add in the yes column. That I have number 2 here. We just talked about number 1, that employers won't hire you if there are inappropriate pictures or even comments posted. So remember, at any point during this, if you need to pause the video, go ahead and pause it while you change an answer, or maybe you need to add something to an answer. So always remember to pause. All right, so then of course we were looking for our third reason why privacy is a problem online, and I found mine right here above the subheading, but I have privacy settings. And it was about, once these things are posted, they can last forever. Even if you try to delete them, you can't. It's because anybody could make a copy of your picture or a copy of your comment, a screenshot, and put it on another site where you would have no control over it. So just because you post something and then delete it doesn't mean that it's deleted forever, which I think is kind of scary. So my number 3 is right here. I just put it in my own words. Once posted, they last forever. Deleted pictures and comments don't just disappear. Okay, and that is definitely probably a little scary to think about for some of us. All right. So then I had to find 3 reasons why, privacy is not a big deal online for kids, that it is not a problem. So I had to look for 3. I found my first one right here. Luckily, many kids are smart about their online reputations. They care about their reputation. They're smart. They probably think before they post. And most students are like that, most kids. So, 7 out of 10, that's the majority. So that's why I put that one down as a reason why it's maybe privacy isn't that big of a deal. The second one that I found in the article, remember this has nothing to do with my opinion, it's what I'm finding in the text, is that Facebook can keep, you can keep your accounts private now because of the settings that you go to. You can have passwords and you can keep your things private. So I wrote down right over here, my number 2 is that settings will help kids keep their accounts protected with passwords. So if you need to pause for a second, if you didn't have that, that's a good one to write down. And then my third reason that I found was at the very bottom, that you need to keep an eye on what others post about you as well as the comments on your own site that you post. If you keep an eye on things, if you watch carefully, you can report if there's anything posted about you that you don't like. And when you make a report, you can sometimes get things not to be posted. So they're just saying it's always good to be watchful. All right, so those are my reasons. Okay, your next thing to do is go ahead and cross this part out. You can see where I've scribbled it. At the bottom of your paper, cross yours out. What I'm going to have you do in this area each time we do one of these, and that will be multiple times, by the way, you'll get used to this. But if you need to write it, go ahead. I'm going to have you write your own counterclaim down in this little tiny space right here. That means in order to write a counterclaim, you have to take a side. You have to have an opinion. So maybe you agreed with this article and thought that privacy is a problem online, or maybe that was not the case. Maybe you don't feel that privacy is an issue for kids online, so therefore you would be against it. Either way, you got to pick a side or you won't be able to write a counterclaim. So if you are saying that privacy is indeed an issue, you will write a counterclaim at the bottom. And if you think that it is not a problem, you'll write a counterclaim for that. So pause the video and try to write your own counterclaim based on the claim or the side you just took. So I would use, your starter sheet. I realize yours is bright orange, but that last little area where the counterclaim starters are, and pick one of these, and then I'm going to have you write your counterclaim down in that space right here that we scribbled out, okay? Because now you're going to write your own counterclaim instead. So pause the video and go ahead and write one. All right, if you've unpaused it, hopefully you have one to check. I decided that privacy is an issue. I picked the side yes. So my counterclaim has to recognize the other side first. And that's what we talked about in our notes, okay? So the first thing I need to do is recognize the other side, that it is protected. Although kids think their accounts are protected because of the settings, now I'm going to flip it and I'm going to switch it to my side. They fail to see that they're not foolproof. And I took that word from the text, so I put it in quotation marks. But in my counterclaim, if I am for the lack of privacy, I need to acknowledge the other side first. If I am for the lack of privacy, in other words, I believe it is a problem, I must recognize the other side and then bring it back to my side. And hopefully you can see my counterclaim starter. They fail to see, and although I used that one. Okay. I want you to try and do it again now entirely by yourself. So go ahead and make sure you are looking at number 2. And number 2 is the one that is titled, Should Parents Help with Students' Homework? Okay? This is going to be practice number 2. And I want you to read the article. And remember, you are going to be looking for reasons that support that yes, that's what parents are for. Parents should help their kids with homework. Or no, homework is for the students. In other words, parents should not help their kids do their homework. You are looking for pieces of evidence that would support both sides, and you'll write your answers here. When you're done writing your answers there, you're going to go down to the bottom and you're going to write your own counterclaim, but you have to pick a side. And I need you to indicate what side you're on so I can check to see if your counterclaim is correct, right? So what I'm going to have you do with your pencil is I want you to circle up here which side you're on, and maybe even draw an arrow to it like that, okay? So draw an arrow and circle the side that you're on. That way, this is going to help me check to make sure that you recognized the other side first before you write your counterclaim, okay? So again, please pick the side that you're on by circling it and pointing an arrow to it like I did up here. That way I know what side you're on. And you don't have to be for it. Maybe the side you pick is no, but circle it and put an arrow, okay? That way I can check to see if you write your counterclaim. When you write your counterclaim, I really want you to use your counterclaim starter sheet, all right? Good luck.